Hello guys, welcome to Crypto Dobbo. The sun is good here in the Isle of Dobbo as I relax on the beach and talk to you about ICOs. Now, ICOs are initial coin offerings, and to explain them in the easiest way that I can explain them to you is to kind of put it in the context of Kickstarter. Now, I am quite a little bit of a board game geek. I like board games, and for quite a while, some years ago, I used to spend quite a bit of money on Kickstarter. Now, Kickstarter is a place for people to go on when they're creating a new board game, for example, and they list their idea of the board game that they want to produce, show you pictures of this is what it looks like, this is what you're going to get for your money, and then you can choose to invest. Once they've raised the money that they need to raise to get that board game off of the ground, they're then able to distribute, as a reward to you, the investor, a version of that board game, and you'll get that cheaper than what it would be out on the market. You'd also benefit from stretch goals, which is pretty cool. So I brought into a game called, let's say for example, Zombicide, which was made by a company called Cool Mini or Not. They came on and said, we want to raise X amount of money to make Zombicide, and this is the game, this is the rules, and you could read everything about it and then choose to invest. Now, different levels of investment on Kickstarter, and if I invested X, I'd receive a copy of the board game cheaper than what I would have bought it at the retailer. I'd also would have benefit from stretch goals. Now, ICOs very similar. We have a tech company that wants to get off the ground, starting a new cryptocurrency. They want to start a new blockchain, or they want to start a new DApp, and they need money to get that project off of the ground. So they start an initial coin offering, an ICO, and they ask you for money. And in return for your investment, you will get X amount of their cryptocurrency token or coin as a return for your investment. Now, that's summed up in the white paper. So every ICO will have a white paper, which is effectively a small business plan with the token metrics inside. So you'll be able to look at how they're going to distribute their tokens, how much of a percentage they're going to use for marketing, to pay their staff, for airdrops, for actually circulating to investors, etc., etc. Now, the benefit of me getting into an ICO is that I will get that cryptocurrency hopefully cheaper than when it hits the exchanges. So when it does hit the exchange, I'm able to sell it at a profit. A lot of ICOs have failed, particularly in 2018. You're looking at, statistically wise, and it's not confirmed, but around about 75% of ICOs are failing. Now, why are these ICOs failing? And it could be a number of combinations. 2018 has not been a great year for cryptocurrency. We've consistently gone through bear market after bear market. We had a spike probably about 3 months ago where my coins were 3 to 4 times the value that they are now, and there just isn't, there's only so much money that investors have to throw around. Now, in a bear market, a lot of investors are pouring their money into already established very good projects because they're so cheap and they've dived in value, and it's a good time to get in because you know that that is a good long-term investment. So they don't necessarily have the spare cash to put into ICOs. Now, reverse that around to a bull market. In a bull market, everything is pretty much high at its all-time high, and it's not a great time for new investors to get into investing into cryptocurrency, because you don't really want to be buying a coin at an all-time high and then go straight into a bear market afterwards and lose all your money. So for new investors, they're going to be looking at trying to buy into new coins that are low value, that have probably just come out of ICO. The benefit is that had you bought it at ICO, you would have already made X amount of money before it hit the exchange. So ICOs tend to do very well in a bull market. You get a lot of people that have a lot of expendable money to throw around because their coins are 3-4x, then they're starting to sell portions of that to release capital so they can put it elsewhere. Now, they're not going to put it in other coins that are already at an all-time high, so they might start looking for ICOs where they can buy in low and then make huge gains. But the trouble with the ICOs is that it's very easy to create a coin. It's very you can do it very cheaply. I think about $250 I could probably create my own ICO and release my own cryptocurrency onto the market, and anyone can do that. So naturally you're now getting people coming into the space that are complete scammers, or the project is a good idea but it just doesn't have the team to back it up to be able to make that ICO successful. It could be just a crap idea that's not going to get off the ground in a million years, or just like the beach behind me, could be a complete scam. So let's get rid of the beach and have a look at some statistics around ICOs. Now, a good example of a successful ICO would have been Icon. Now, Icon you could have bought at ICO for 11 cents a coin in crowd sale. Now, 11 cents a coin, if we look at the all-time high for this coin, that went up to around about $12.11. So you can see you're already looking at 100 times your initial investment. Had I put $1,000 into Icon when it was at ICO, I would have had a return of $100,000. So you can see why ICOs are very popular and they sell out quickly. But you have to be very careful with ICOs. Now, where can you find ICOs? So there's some good websites I use, and they're all in the links provided below me. They are ICOrating.com, Smith & Crown, ICOalert.com, ICOdrops.com. When I go into the website, I'm able to look around and see what ICOs are coming out. These ICOs are active and are currently raising money. These ICOs are up and coming, and these ones have ended. And you can see that they're stretch goals. In Kickstarter, we call them stretch goals. In ICO, we call them hard cap. So the hard cap is the very maximum amount that this company wants to raise. Okay? With a soft cap, it's pretty much the minimum amount they want to raise, and if they can't raise the soft cap, then the ICO is finished. It's dead in the water. Any money that's sent to the ICO will be returned to you, and that ICO won't take off. Now, it's very important when you're investing in ICOs to do your thorough research, and that's the whole point of having people like me that have sprouted up. There are other YouTubers that will be doing ICO reviews, so you'll just simply be able to go on YouTube and you'll be able to get people's opinions on whether an ICO is good or whether it's not worthy of your investment. Now, they are opinions. Every YouTuber has a different opinion on an ICO, and it really just use it as a guidance, but it's always imperative that you do your own research because it's your money, your decision whether you invest into these or not. Now, coming down, you can find the ICOs just by clicking on them. For this example, Zora Coin, that's not doing very well. $3 million out of $12 million that they want to raise. Farmer Trust, right, now Farmer Trust is something I was looking at quite a while ago. That's only raised 57% of what they actually want to raise. But you're going to find website links from places like ICO Drops, where you'll be able to access the company's website here. You'll be able to access their white paper, their small business plan to see what they're trying to do. They'll also have social links, get into their Telegram groups, follow them on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube and all other sorts of places. When you sign up to an ICO, you'll initially be asked to complete a Know Your Customer form, which is called KYC. And you'll be expected to send this company your personal details, so it'd be name, address, They might ask for identification such as driving licenses and passports, and this is to confirm your nationality and where you are, because there are certain restrictions on some countries investing in ICOs by law, and for them to be able to conduct the ICO legally, they have to make sure that you're not in one of those countries where it's illegal to invest in ICOs. Good example would be the US, where ICOs are deemed as securities, so they have very tight regulations about how you can become involved in ICOs. Once you've completed the KYC, the ICO will contact you via email. That in the KYC, they're going to ask you probably for an Ethereum wallet address. Most ICOs work on Ethereum. So what you'll need to do is set up an Ethereum wallet. I use my Eth Wallet. I also use my MetaMask. There are two great wallets you can use. I never send money from exchanges. Never send money to an ICO from an exchange. Always do it from somewhere that you have 100% control of the private keys to, so from your own wallet. So they'll ask you for your Ethereum wallet address. You'll be able to supply that. They may ask you how much you're wanting to contribute, and then you'll wait to hear from the ICO. And the ICO will email you when the crowd sale or the pre-sale is starting. So there are different phases of the sale. They'll have a private sale probably initially, and then they'll have a pre-sale and a crowd sale. Now the difference, we're going to be looking at pre-sale and crowd sale. We're not going to be in private sales. They're normally reserved for high investors and institutions, companies. Coming down to pre-sale, you're normally looking for ICOs. It's quite regular nowadays for them to expect a minimum contribution if you want to be involved in pre-sale. So some say you can only contribute in the pre-sale stage if you have a minimum of 35 Ethereum. So then you might be forced, if you don't have a lot of money, to go into crowd sale and invest there. Now, it varies from ICO to ICO. Some people receive a higher bonus of being in the pre-sale than they do the crowd sale. Good, and it's bad, because some ICOs, and talking about why ICOs are failing, a lot of it can be sort of linked to the token metrics. They can offer too much of a bonus in pre-sale, and at crowd sale you buy in still at a good price, but what happens is once the token hits the exchange, all the pre-sale people that got a massive bonus, 50%, 60% bonuses, are now selling that bonus off. So that it creates a dip in the coin's price, and if you brought a crowd sale, you get a little bit stiffed over. I've brought ICOs that are now literally within a day of hitting the exchange are half the price of when I bought them at crowd sale. So I've lost half my money straight away. Fortunately, it wasn't a lot. It was only like, I think I put in like $100 because I thought the ICO was crap anyway. But I also saw a massive potential that if this ICO could pull off, and the ICO, by the way, is on the exchange now, this particular ICO, and they are still a long way from reaching the goals that they want to. Now, they'll list the goals that they want to reach and by what time they want to reach them, and these are called a roadmap, and you can look at that on their website and you can see exactly where in Q2 of 2018 and Q4 of 2018 we want to have achieved this. And then you save that roadmap, and if you're invested in this coin, keep an eye on where, make sure that this company are hitting their targets on time, and know when these things are going to be coming up, because these often can be, if there's going to be a mainnet launch in Q1 of 2019, then you can expect maybe that the price of the coin is going to shoot up. So token metrics, very important. Going back to the KYC and the initial investment and the emails, once you send your Ethereum, they'll email you. Once you've sent your KYC, they will email you and they will instruct you when the crowd sale or the pre-sale is starting. You can also get a good heads up on their Telegram group, and they will say to you, okay, crowd sale starts on X day, on X month. and they will give you the instructions of where to send your Ethereum, and that will be an Ethereum address. Now you have to make sure that you send your Ethereum to that address from the address that you listed on your KYC, okay? Because what's going to happen is that once that money's processed, they are then going to send back to you, when they release tokens, their cryptocurrency, and it will be stored in your wallet that you sent your Ethereum from. So if it's an Ethereum based ICO, then you'll be quite, and they are releasing, like, say for example, an ERC20 token, then they are going to be able to send that to you, and you're going to be able to store those tokens in your wallet. Now there can be lockdown periods. A lockdown period is where the tokens are effectively locked down. They can't be sent from wallet to wallet, and they can't be sold on exchanges. There's various reasons why companies do that. You'll find that a lot of the employee allocations are locked down, and that's to stop the employees getting all this currency and selling it and then making the price drop. So that is pretty much ICOs in a nutshell. There's huge amounts of money to be made in ICOs, and like anything, there's huge amounts of money to be lost. And if you don't do the research and look up these companies, you're not. If you just go in willy-nilly and just pick the first ICO that comes up, you're 75% more likely to lose your money than you are to make it, okay? So just please make sure that you do research. I will be doing a number of ICO reviews on my channel. Some may be paid, some may not be paid. What I mean by that is that the ICO company may contact me and say, Dobbo, can you feature us in one of your YouTube videos? And that is me basically being rewarded and then getting a piece of space, marketing space on my YouTube channel for their ICO to be spoken about. Now, regardless of whether I get paid or not, does not affect whether I think something is crap or not. And I will let you know if I think something's good or if I think something's bad. So until then, stay tuned. Please subscribe to my channel if these videos are helping you. I'm trying to bust out as many sort of beginner videos as I can. It takes time, and I'm not really happy with the quality of a lot of them. I do all of these things live because it saves me editing, and I will start looking at getting some more, edited content out when I've got time. But yeah, come on over, subscribe, look at the description box below. You're going to see all the links to the ICO websites that you're going to want to save to your browser if you're going into the ICO route later on down the line. And there's also a Ethereum wallet address in my description box. So if you want to contribute to my channel, I don't care if it's like $1, $2, whatever, it all helps. I think I want to buy a nice lighting rig that's going to light up the green screen behind me so you don't get so much interference around me, and I want to get a decent microphone so I don't sound like I'm in a goldfish bowl, that sort of thing. So if you want to contribute, you can do that too down in the description. And until then, thanks very much for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And yeah. Who have we got in chat? Let's have a look at chat. Jim Paul's back. A loyal subscriber. Oos. Just got here, mate. I hope your head was okay after the beer pong. Oh dear. Yes. The beer pong. I didn't actually play beer pong. I think that is a regular thing on barbecue, but I was pretty drunk. Yeah, I actually privatised that video now. Never come on YouTube when you're drunk, guys. But okay. Thanks very much for the support. I really, really appreciate the support. The subscribership is going up phenomenal, way more than I expected in just a week. I'm, mid-40s and pretty crazy, and I'm pretty sure that when crypto goes crazy and we go back into another bull market, we're going to be seeing a lot more subscribers coming into the space, and a lot more people that have never invested in crypto before, and hopefully you'll find my videos very, very helpful and very, very informative. So until then, I'm bailing out. I'm going to go and sit on that beach that you saw earlier, and yeah, take care guys. Oosh.